have nothing.
Same sugar.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, hey. Yeah.
Is this who we are now?
Greetings, salutations, what's good everybody? It's your boy Ekard here with my partner in crime.
Hey guys, what's up? It's OTK.
Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. So, OTK, aka Kayla, a lot has happened in the world of X-Men in the last 2 weeks. But I understand you have a cooking session that you wanted to do beforehand.
Well, firstly, I really want to say thank you to everyone for all the love and appreciation they're showing on our YouTube for episodes 5 and 6.
Yes.
I've been reading what we've been reading through the comments, and I took some time the other day to answer a couple. I'm enjoying the conversations everyone is having in our comment section, and please keep doing that. I just want to say thank you for all the really sweet and nice words everyone is sharing about me, I guess. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a little taken by surprise on how, like, for us, how the video blew up. I definitely wasn't expecting that. It was like a nice thought to have when I first suggested that we watch X-Men together. But just the reception and the reaction from you guys has been a bit surprising, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you very, very much. We've also been reading the comments that asked if we could do some more comic book things outside of just X-Men 97 or more with the X-Men stuff. And I've got you. We already started working on a plan. So as soon as X-Men 97 wraps, we'll be moving on to other things and some other reaction videos we have planned for you guys, along with all the anime content we do create as well. So please also check out those videos and let us know what you think. And if you didn't know, we have a Patreon, so if you'd like to support us, please head over to that, where you can watch the unedited, unfiltered reactions to the episodes, to X-Men 97 episodes, and the slew of anime that we have been watching since October. On there, we've also got planned maybe a couple of action series. I know we also talked about dipping into DC a little bit. If you're in the know
Yeah.
in the comic book world, there is that Suicide Squad isekai that's coming out. So we will be watching that. That was already on the agenda.
Yep, for July. Because
Yeah.
while Kayla is the our expert when it comes to Marvel and more DC things, I'd like to know like the bare minimum outside of like some movies here and there and some lore about, you know, DC characters, but like the movies we were talking about, what was it, Superman,
Superman, Batman, Apocalypse, my favorite
yeah,
DC animated feature film. Yes,
yeah,
we will be watching that. I will watch it on my own 10 times before we probably get to the reaction, because
yeah,
I love that animated movie so much. But yes,
yeah.
we've got things planned for you guys, so I hope you guys are excited for that, and we'll enjoy it, and come along with us on this ride. And there's also a couple things that like last week, after taking a week off and looking at the episode, and then also looking at other fan theories and stuff like that. I have a couple thoughts actually about all the episodes leading up to now, but I want to watch this episode, see what we get, see if I remember what I wanted to say. But I think for the season finale, I'm gonna be doing a solo rewatch so I could take notes, and so we can have a longer discussion if that's okay with everyone. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited for that. I'm just excited to rewatch it.
Oh man. All right, well, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into episode 7, Bright Eyes.
It's the X-Men show. It's the X-Men show. Oh, okay. No additionals.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Nightcrawler. Okay.
Yeah, from there last week.
Okay, that's the same. Same. Okay. Okay, looks like this thing is all the same.
Yeah. Nothing really new in this one, right? I think.
Right. I
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't clock anything new. No.
Why are they doing this to me right off the bat, bro? Why are you guys doing this to me right off the bat, bro?
Oh, that's Belladonna.
Wow.
Speaking of everyone in the comment section back and forth about Belladonna. Look who showed up. All right, just end the episode. We're done. I can't do this.
How could you not be here?
Oh man.
He saved
Oh man. That was goosebumps and filled. Speaking of Rogue, cause shit's about to go down, bro. Yeah, shit's about to go down, bro. Oh man. She don't give a fuck no more, bro.
Fuck that noise. It's over.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to hear none of that, bro. I'm here for all smoke, no jokes.
I love her so much.
Jesus. Woo.
Bitch.
What?
What?
What's a Hulk to a Rogue right now? Like,
That's both the Hulk.
listen, I love Hulk. Not more than Rogue. The bad bitch. Let's go.
Yes.
What about Val Cooper? Rescuers still haven't located her.
You think Val Cooper, Mystique convos are peaking up now?
I stayed off of Twitter all day. It was so hard.
Over polls.
I mean, not particularly. What we know from the American government, they don't even care about their own
Yeah.
people. So
I know it seems strange.
So wait,
After losing Storm,
wait,
having something my sister was
wait.
comforting.
She got smoked too?
Matters right now. Right now we have to be strong. For the
wait, I think I'm gonna throw up. What?
still a world that
Can Jean not sense Madeline?
matters most.
And that's why she said that?
Oh, I'm gonna vomit. This was. Oh wow. Okay, I just thought she got hurt like Kurt did. Okay. Okay, everyone. Okay. Oh, that's Angel. Not Warren Worthington.
Mhm.
Angel Sullivan.
Even I can have
Believable. She dated Xavier. Oh,
Do we really need the camera? Oh man.
well, it's like you gotta show the people what's going on, right?
Mm.
Try to garner sympathy and show other
Mhm.
mutants hope and stuff.
Would you like that?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Hello? Hello?
stand down.
Hello? What the fuck?
Where's Henry Gyron? He was moved out of Rikers last week.
It shames us all.
Yo, the minute I saw
Shut
the
the
bike.
fuck up.
Yeah, like what? Oh. Oh. Guys, yo, she about to chuck that shit.
She's still holding on to his shield.
Yo, she gonna chuck that shit.
U.S. custody by some covert division in the U.S.
You won't be needing this.
Wait, she really chucked the shit. Oh man. She really chucked it.
Please understand. I love her so much. Wrong guy.
Oh man.
Her son, mutants, dancing.
Stop pressuring me, Jubes. Look what happens when we don't hide. When we shove it in their
I
face.
have things to say about this.
Hmm.
I just know I wouldn't have mutants if they feel threatened.
They could go fuck themselves.
Perhaps the prophet and begging for your tolerance was our first mistake. That is the issue. As was your reporting outside my home while my friends were dying.
Tell her, Hank. Fucking tell her. Give her the fucking business. He's like, girl, I think you're cute and all, but let's get some shit straight.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rogue is on her revenge tour, like Liv Morgan out here right now.
This is a damn resort.
Mm. Yo, we are setting shit off. Mm.
Kill him. Kill him.
Uh-oh.
This ain't that sort of probe.
Oh man. Yeah. We are on demon time. We are on demon time right now. I love it.
Jean, get it together. Come on, girl. We got this.
Lacking closure. Like
Madeline.
Is it Emma? I mean, I hope I hope it's Madeline, but like I think
It
it's
might be.
Emma.
Oh man.
Of Emma's abilities, perhaps a dormant mutation triggered by duress?
Oh man.
I've always done well. Under pressure.
Diamonds are forever. Kayla's losing her mind. Kayla is losing her mind right now.
Okay.
Should we pause? Do you need it?
No.
You got this, okay? We go in, charm with small talk, and
I'm a mutant.
Oh,
or that. It was your secret to tell. A mother knows, Roberto.
Kayla.
And you would be one of the X-Men, if I'm not mistaken.
They call me Jubilee, ma'am.
Yet you nearly ruined my
Ashton. Well, wasn't it? Like, didn't we talk about Ashton possibly being in the yeah. Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
things. So many things are happening right now in my brain.
After like the whole thing where we was talking like outside of it about Nimrod, and then how people thought Bastion might be coming.
Now we know what Trask meant by clearing the bit.
A game, bad guy. A game.
I wouldn't drink anything from this one machine after all of we've been through, as they say.
Ringing any bells from my spy days?
Maybe we ask poor man's Oppenheimer before he
Oh.
made the Sentinels to protect Norman.
Oh my goodness.
Now I am become death. I have nothing.
Same sugar.
Oh.
Yep,
Oh, hey,
Seems right.
Yeah.
felt that coming.
Yeah. Badass thumbnail right there.
All wanted to do.
Yeah.
Is this who we are now?
That maniac killed Remy and thousands of people on Genosha. That rotten piece of scum put a good man, my man.
Oh, what the fuck?
So much.
Bruh.
Ooh,
Bruh.
What in the name of all heaven?
Trask has mutated into some sort of
Human sentinel. Okay.
Prime Sentinel Protocol activated. Terminate mutants.
Bro. That was pretty clean and fluid.
Veen, you get the building.
And this is why she is Marvel Girl, assholes. Remember it.
Prime Boulevard.
I can still sense Trask's mind inside.
He put Rogue down with one hit. We can't pull our punches. X-Men, take him down.
Okay. Okay. Like, where does this man come from? Damn. No way Morph is done out for the count. Okay, nah, bro. Most likely just knocked out. Oh, damn.
How does it feel to be abandoned by the future?
Shut it down.
Cable? Bishop. Cable. Cable.
Electromagnetic cluster grenade is the quickest way to take these suckers down.
Yo.
What the hell are you doing here?
Huh.
No. All along. It can't be.
Get out of my brain. You're not her.
Oh. Oh my God.
Skip the reunion, Dad.
Oh my God.
Looking for someone else, someone worse. And if you X-Men don't stop him, there won't be much of a future worth living in.
Sinister. You and the villains of old have been failing since '92 to squash these pests.
Hmm.
What you would do is my roadmap for what not to do.
You were one of those villains once.
Yet unlike the rest of you, I evolved. Here, the next bit's a pill for your Antsy. My techs repaired a damaged alien satellite the X-Men used to check a lie. And so have I.
Hmm? Mm. Mm.
Nifty bop, right? I've had to be bad lately. Heat, like music, it softens things.
Oh man.
Follicles, opens pores, makes the flesh pliable. This way, once I have to get to work, smooth as butter. So long as you stay still. So long as you don't resist. Simply listen and obey. See, you were born for this.
Bro. You good, Kayla? I don't think you have been good at all. Wait, let me stop her right there. Kayla. It's time for you to cook. I know you have so much to cook on. You got there's some explanations that need to be coming out.
So much happened in this episode.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to rewatch it because it really was a beat. A beat. A
Mhm.
beat. A beat. A beat.
Yeah. Where do you even want to begin?
Okay. 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 All right. Let's do Rogue and Captain America.
Okay.
I thought that was very cool of them to put them in that scene together, have Rogue go to him because they're on the Uncanny Avengers team, which is a mix of X-Men and Avengers members. At one point, she leads the Uncanny Avengers. At another point, he leads. They actually just redid the Uncanny Avengers in the last couple months, in the last year. To not much success to X fans and Rogue fans, in my opinion. But so I thought that was very. I like that. I like that very much because as soon as so it was revealed that he was going to be in the series, or he already made a cameo in the OG series in a flashback episode about Wolverine. And then they released a screen cap of his shield. I guess we all thought it would be Wolverine coming to him. But for me personally, knowing about the Uncanny Avengers, even though it's one of my least favorite books, having these two interact, I think is really, really cool of them. Really great. The back and forth between the two of them is something that I have conversed about, a lot of X-Men fans conversed about. It's an in-joke too, or not even an in-joke, it's just an in-statement within the X community about Avengers being cops and waiting for the bodies to drop to actually do something, or waiting for the bodies to be in the bag to actually do something. You know what I mean? And to him saying to her, it makes a statement, and like, to me, ooh, that, her anger I felt, because it is always that. It is always the, well, if I'm seen with you, it's not a good look. It says something. Well, of fucking course it says something. It should say something. It means you support us. It means you're here to back us. It means you're here to help us. That's what it says. Now, I understand because he wears the red, white, and blue, and his name is Captain America, it makes it seem like he is speaking for the American people would assume he's speaking for the American government because he's the American hero. So I can understand that hesitation, because he is a man. He does not speak for the American government, though he wears its colors. Though in my opinion, it's like, bruh, then don't wear the colors. Be there for the people. If you read Uncanny Avengers, there's actually, is it Uncanny Avengers or is it before? But there's a couple pages that have stuck with me for my whole life. Well, since I've read it, of Cap and Red Skull fighting, and Red Skull, telling him the ideal you have for America is not what's here. It's not what's happening. The things you think you're protecting are already gone. Basically saying the American dream no longer exists. What are you fighting for? What do you stand for? I'm not saying that we should agree with the Red Skull, because fuck a Nazi, right? But it is an interesting take to be like, okay, well, what are you fighting for? Who are you fighting for? Rogue, Gambit, Jean, Scott, Hank, Xavier, they're all American, they're all US citizens. But like I was talking about the othering in last week's episode, it's like, oh, because you're mutants, I can't speak up for you, I can't defend you. It's like, so yeah, that was like, Avengers are cops, so fuck the Avengers. But yeah, bro, that was like words right out of my mouth, that whole interaction. I Yeah, her chucking his shield too, and I think it's so funny though that, so I commented that she's still holding on to the shield, and I just kept thinking, this man has super soldier serum in him. He's a superhuman. He's strong, agile, durable. He cannot take that shield away from her. The whole time she was holding it, I just kept thinking, mans cannot. They can tussle. He cannot take that shield away from her. There's just no way.
Take down Rogue.
And
not a lot of
in
people
comics, she's taking down the Avengers on her own, so he cannot take that shield from her. I just thought that was also like a really cool beat of just her holding it the whole time. And then when she goes to hand it to him, he says that, and she's like, oh,
all right.
Okay, then you won't be needing this. Goodbye.
Like, she's literally like, fuck off. Yeah.
Rogue, being okay. So Rogue being the character that is so affected. I mean, she was there, so like being
Yeah.
affected by the Genosian mutant massacre, 100% that she survived. It's survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
It's not being able to tell Gambit how she really feels that she chose him. Not being able to stop Eric from stopping her from protecting him. Um, all these emotions and feelings, and then you also have to think about her past as well of being a bad being perceived as a bad guy, though, being perceived as a bad guy to becoming a good guy to having this situation happen when you're deciding that I need to make a choice to put my own feelings aside to think about my people, only for the people that you vowed to protect are gone now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're forced to survive that. It's like Amelia says, everyone wants to be a survivor until you're actually a survivor.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard. Um, um, so I think it's fascinating to make Rogue the rage. Uh, because it's kind of how I've been feeling about her character in the comics for the last couple years, that there should be more of a rage in her, um, that isn't there anymore. And I think that just came down to people kind of writing it out because being raised by Mystique and Destiny, being, in my opinion, not a terrorist, but a mutant freedom fighter, perceived as terrorism. Also, she was throwing hands at Carol Danvers all the time in the comics, but um, yeah, it's kind of like in the 90s, it kind of slowly started getting written out where she became more man focused, like her want to be in loved and to be with someone became more the focus than did her rage. And then later in years you kind of get it, uh you get ebbs and waves, but I really do feel like for someone who was raised by two women who would do anything for their people and for themselves, for their people. Though I understand people grow and change and we are not our parents. We are not our parents.
Mm-hmm.
We are our own individuals. And then being with the X-Men, uh, going through her own life experience is going to change her, is going to soften her. But yeah, for me, as I don't know, I always felt that there should be a little bit more rage in her, especially for all the massacres that continue to happen in X-Men comics. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, this felt really sad, but really good. Because it's
Justified.
also one of those things that when we fight for justice, they tell us we can't be angry, we can't yell. As Trish was saying, you can't trashing windows is just destruction. It's not. And it's just like, oh, but you can.
Mm-hmm.
But when we do it, we can't. So like seeing that was like real a little cathartic and a little sad. Um because I really feel for her. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Her touching Trask,
Yeah.
right? Her deciding to do that, to take the glove off
Mm-hmm.
and to touch him, to use her powers. It, like that was a fucking statement because if you look at episode 5, it's the fear of touching Remy,
Yeah.
being so afraid she's gonna hurt him or kill him
Yeah.
or damage him, to getting that chance with Eric, Magnus,
Mm-hmm.
Magneto. So many names. With Magneto, and then realizing it's not who she wants, that's not what she wants with him, to then using like the last time she touched someone was to kiss someone, and
Mm-hmm.
then we have to look at the next time she touches someone is in a violent fit of rage because
Yeah.
her power is violent.
Yeah.
It takes your memories, it takes your being. She could have killed him,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also at the risk of her having to live with this disgusting man in her brain for the rest of her life. So she took that chance. She took it and did it anyway because she's so hurt and
Yeah.
she needs to do this. So like just and then just I personally want to know what happened between how she ended up in, I'm assuming, Mexico, because it was the Day of the Dead celebration.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Jean just found her because of psychic abilities, but like,
Yeah.
what happened from point A to point B?
Where they were able to catch up before
Right,
Nightcrawler, Kurt comes to
right,
her. Like
right.
how that turnaround was insanely fast.
That we're missing that beat. Something happened there. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's relevant to the story, but something happened there between the point A and point B. What it
Yeah.
was, hopefully they'll reveal it.
Yeah.
Um, I am so touched by this big little brother and this little big sister's relationship. I love these fucking siblings. These are my Pookie Ookies. Him being the first person she saw when she woke up and the acknowledgement that they are siblings, they are family. Because again, for me personally, in the comics, there isn't enough of that. It comes in waves, but there isn't enough of it, in my opinion. Especially in the last couple years on Krakoa, like what's been going on with Mystique and Destiny, and I don't know, a big Darkhold family drop happened in the Krakoa era, which I think needs to get talked about. It got cleaned up a little bit in X-Men Blue Origins, where we find out that Kurt is actually Mystique and Destiny's child. Spoilers. For comic book continuity that happened in the last couple months. Yay us. Yay to queer women who can have babies together. So yeah, because I love this fucked up family so much. This is my family. This is my family. This is how much I love them. That was so touching, and the fact that she's just like, even though we're related, in that moment she's like, I'm so sorry you're related to me because this is so fucking crazy. I'm being so fucking crazy. And he's just like, you have every right to be.
Yeah.
You've lost people. You went through a tragedy. You went through a trauma, and he's just there for her. And the fact that she turns back and she sees her family of X-Men, girl, that's my Pookie right there. That's my Pookie right there. Her dropping this dude off the building.
Oliver. Yes.
Yeah, saw that happening. Cause same
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
same. I would have. The fact that she waited so long to do it, I was like, I would have just let him fall. But I get she's trying to get information,
Yeah.
and it's funny seeing Morph go, "Is this who we are now?" Because it is kind of, it's that whole superhero thing, right? Or that whole model minority thing. We don't kill, we can't harm. That's what that's what's pushed into us, right? We cannot give back 100% of what was given to us. We have to be the better person. And Logan cheering her on, I'm like, yeah, because they had a mentor-mentee relationship for a really long time, and I was like, yep, he would be the one to be like, yep, my girl's right.
He'd be like, fuck him. Literally.
We're doing this now, and he's like,
Yeah.
co-signed. I'm not, I have my own opinions about dropping bad guys off of buildings, and they should be dropped off of buildings. So, like I said, same, I would have done it too. But that was great. It was crazy but expected. So, yeah. All right. That, the Roberto and Jubilee stuff. That was hitting in waves of hard realizations. And hard mirror, like it, yeah, it's very much coming out to your parents. That's what that was. That whole thing is just a big conversation of coming out as queer to your parents about So if you, we all know about the Pulse massacre that happened a couple years ago. And Bo DeMaio, when he wrote his mini dissertation about what he felt he wanted to put in episode 5, he mentioned the Pulse nightclub massacre in there. And Jubilee saying, I don't want my parents to bury a stranger,
Mhm.
you know? It is very much just like, you don't know who your kid is, and then you find out that the cops call you, your kid is murdered at a gay nightclub, and you're just like, what? It is
Mhm.
a that's a lot. Um, but him just like, I can't. I have to keep lying about who I am.
Mhm.
They won't accept me. I have to keep lying about it. And then her going, it's like that whole thing of, well, the turnaround of him just outwardly saying, like, just straight up saying it,
Yeah.
which good for him. But her going, well, okay, yeah, we thought so. Because parents know.
Mhm.
Parents want to deny it. Parents want to keep lying to themselves. Some parents, not all parents. Um, my mom's shaking her head. She's over here. my mom, my, my mom's got three queer kids. So, but parents, wanting to deny it and then live in that. There are parents who do that. Then there are parents who, like her and his dad, were just like, he'll come to us in time.
Mhm.
And though accepting,
'Cause it's a
there's not
secret,
full
yeah.
acceptance because it's like, well, we still have to hide it because our
Stocks.
shareholders can't know
Our
that,
stocks would
yeah,
drop.
our stocks will drop if they found out there's a homo in the family. We can't
Yeah.
have a homo in the family because then they're going to be thinking we're here for the agenda and shit. And that's what that was.
Yeah.
So that was just like, the the queers know. The queers know what that was. So that was just like aggravating and weird. I don't Not weird. It's an odd feeling watching a coming out story happen when you're not talking about being gay, but you're talking about being something else, but it is still technically an allegory for being queer. Um that was, yeah. That's and it's not like you can't hide being white, you can't
Mhm.
hide being black, you can't hide being Hispanic.
Mhm.
You can hide being queer
Yeah.
because you're forced to hide. You're forced to come out. No one has to come out as straight, right? No one has to come out as straight. No one has to hide because they're straight, even though weird straight people think that no one cares that you're straight, but everyone wants to care that you're queer because it's, again, that othering.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, I have to process that. What else happened in this episode? Oh.
Emma. Yes.
First, I also want to
Emma.
tag into the
Yeah.
Beast and Trish Tilby thing. Like Scott, we've had enough,
Mhm.
and sorry that we have to keep measuring your tolerance level for us. Again, going back and forth with Roberto coming out and Rogue and her rage.
Yeah.
It's all about the tolerance of everyone else around you who's just like, we talk about it too when we watch Slime, how everyone was attacking our home village, and
Yeah.
then when Rimuru was just like, yeah, I've had enough, and
I
the
mean it.
king and the bishop were like, you're doing too much. You're
Yeah.
doing too much. And it's like, it's always you're doing too much when I give you what you gave me.
Yeah.
So
And when I
yeah.
give back and now y'all can't handle it. And
Right.
and what I mean, like, yeah, annihilated his village. And for those of you who don't watch Slime or it's called reincarnated
Oh,
as a slime, you know.
yeah, sorry guys. Spoilers for a
And
show
yeah.
you may or may not be watching, but we're watching it over on Patreon if you want to listen to our conversations about that.
Yeah, like,
Um,
when he just decided to murk 20,000 people, it's just like, oh, you've gone too far. Oh, you didn't go too far when you murked my entire village, you know? Oh.
Guys, when I tell you we watched that and then I think we watched episode 5 right after,
Yeah, yeah, you was done.
I was done. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of
Wow. Now I think about it, you had to see the two massacres back to back, and you
yeah,
were not prepared for any of that.
no. Um, and like I said, look at the real world. We're having to wake up every day to look at it happening constantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it's just like a lot of us. We're tired of having to measure your tolerance level for us and watching it and, keeping an eye on it to make sure that we're doing what you deem is the right way to protest or what you deem is the right way to react to
Hmm.
horrible situations and traumas that happen to us.
Yeah.
Um, I do like that they held hands though, because like I said, they dated in the comics, so it's just like, ooh la la, but it's also like, girl, shut up. Um, Now, Emma. So,
Hmm.
2 episodes ago when I was a mess, or 3 episodes, and I was talking about Emma getting her diamond form on the Genosha Massacre and coming out with Negasonic Teenage War.
Yes,
This one?
this was the diamond. This is what you talked about, literally, and here it is. And this is how they are piecing it together from
So,
multiple, mediums.
I I will say I kind of would have liked it if they reflected it a little bit more, her carrying someone out, but I think that probably would have been maybe too much, I guess,
Hmm.
on top of the other death around everything else that's happening, so
Yeah,
her just coming out of the rubble carrying someone might have been too much for some people. I still think it would have been a
yeah,
nice, like, added nail to the coffin about this whole situation. No horrible pun intended. God,
yeah.
that was horrible. I'm
It,
so sorry I said
no,
that.
no.
But anyway, um,
It
yeah,
could.
our girl's got her diamond
I
form,
was
and
gonna say it could have been worse.
it could've.
There was one series that I've seen where they did something similar to this, where they bring somebody out and it's them, and then they're like, we have another survivor, and then they bring out the other survivor, and then they're dead. So they could have did
Hmm.
that. It
I
would
mean,
yeah,
but
it could
no,
have been
that's essentially what she does in the
yeah,
comics. She's
yeah,
survived, but she's carrying Negasonic Teenage Warhead's
yeah,
body, who's one
yeah,
of her students who's died.
yeah,
Um, it's I think I have that panel saved 5 times in my phone because I always look at it and like it's just very impactful and very powerful. But them showcasing secondary mutation, and allowing Emma like I love my girl Emma Frost, so I'm just happy she gets to sparkle, bling, bling, shine,
yeah.
and say real hot girl shit in an anime series. So she's also why I love Wolverine and the X-Men so much because I love Emma Frost. But like, yeah, so
Yeah.
Emma Frost.
But what about
Like,
your girl Madeline?
oh, bitch. So so it's like I said,
Oh
I was like, I
man.
hope it's Madeline, but knowing the beats that the stories that they're taking from, I already knew it wasn't. Like, it would have been nice, but very much.
Yeah.
But the fact that they can't find her body is also a bit concerning, right?
Hmm.
Even though there's a lot of bodies they obviously can't
I think
find,
she's
but
still
that's
alive,
one.
but it's one of those where it's like, because I mean, Jean, wouldn't Jean be able to sense her at this
I
point?
mean,
Yeah.
so the reason why Jean couldn't sense Emma, essentially, well, did, but
Hmm.
sort of didn't. No, she can. Anyway, wait, never mind.
Hmm.
Uh, you're right. She would.
Hmm.
But I also feel like there's so many psychic echoes.
Hmm.
It would be hard for her to sift through, though I feel like if Madeline was alive, though I think she is alive, because that
Hmm.
you can't keep a bad bitch down. Um
Yeah, cross your fingers.
can't keep a bad bitch down. Um it might just all be a bit because she's going through her own stress.
Yeah.
She can't quite focus. It could just be there's too much going on so she can't pick it up.
Yeah.
Um at this point in the comics, like what happens on Genosha, she's more refined, but it's also like, well, how long was this gene not we still don't know how long this gene was knocked out. In the OG series, she was always fainting and not like at this point in the comics, Jean is pretty in tune with her powers.
Hmm.
It's definitely like this Jean is Omega level, but she's not Jean like 616 Jean Grey. There's
Yeah.
a bit of a slight power gap there. Um So yeah, that. But my girl Emma. And Madeline. Okay, Madeline.
Yeah.
So Cable telling Jean
Mm-hmm.
to get out of his head.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. And I don't mean
You're
to be an
not my
asshole. Like
mom.
it's not like
Yeah.
look
Yeah. He.
him him saying you're not her.
Yeah.
I mentioned this in episode 5. Why I was so shocked that he called Madeline mom, because again in the comics he views Jean as his mother,
Mm-hmm.
because Madeline's dead for a long time, so he acknowledges that Madeline is the one that gave birth to him, but Jean is his mother. So it's just so nice to see Madeline getting the mom treatment. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's her baby.
Yeah.
Like, in the comics, yeah, she did try to sacrifice him, but like, she didn't in this one. So it's just
Yeah.
like it's just really nice. It's really nice and it's very sweet, and I really appreciate that shift from the comics into this animated series, that Madeline is just getting that little extra oomph to her character.
Mm-hmm.
As a Madeline Pryor stan, I just really appreciate that. I just think it's so nice. It sucks for Eugene, but like more for our girls to have to deal with.
More
Like I
fucking
feel for her.
energy.
She's got a lot to deal with. Him outright outwardly saying that hey, so dad, calling Scott dad.
Yeah.
But not even skipping a beat. Like Scott just kind of takes it on the chin, and because I don't think Cable is in the OG series, but I don't believe that he reveals that he's his son, and that I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just like when it's Cable from the future.
Yeah.
So it's nice the acknowledgement happening here. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Good. I'm like, one up Madeline, one up Emma Frost, one up. I'm just like,
Yeah. Everyone is picking up, and then you have Jean and
it's just
Scott taking L's.
yeah, L's
Collectively.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, but they shut up, showed out. Like
Yeah.
this is why they're top students of Xavier's. Like you can't deny Scott being battle ready, calling out plans, just like strategically catching things for what it is, knowing what needs to get done. Big ups to Scott Summers. Again, I'm not the biggest Scott Summers fan, but I am always it's like how I feel about Superman. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
Superman fan, but I'm always appreciative when Superman just does shit
Yeah.
because he's Superman. Like I can't deny that Superman is a great character, and I
Yeah.
can't deny that Scott, with all his faults, is still a good leader for the X-Men.
Yeah.
As for everyone getting clipped at the end, I'm like, well, I don't think
Yeah.
Logan's dead.
Yeah. Everyone
Unless
just
like, yeah, I think
neutralized
everyone's
by
just
being
like,
knocked out. Yeah.
yeah, unless some crazy shit is about to happen where we're just clipping team members left, right, and center and just whittling it
Hey,
down. Like,
they said episode 8 through 10 is where the actual oh shit's gonna be going down. I mean, Magneto. I mean, not that we thought he was gonna be dead, but him coming out at the end, and you have Bastion just cutting this man's hair like some cynical, like, well, I mean, he is cynical, but
so it's also like seeing Magneto at the end. Made my stomach turn. Like a lot of people were like, he's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So I prepared for that. But seeing him being held captive once again
Mm-hmm.
by the oppressor, and like though he's shaving, even though he's shaving his face, it's still a form of torture. It's that clean cut passive torture.
Mm-hmm.
So that really just made me want to throw up.
Can I mention
But
one
it's
thing about
yeah,
that?
go ahead.
So last week when we had Xavier, and he had the classroom, and all he saw was Gambit, but he's saying my children are gone, right? And there was flashes of other people that were, that he was seeing dying, right? The one person that wasn't shown was Magneto.
Yeah.
And it was from that where we started to think of, okay, well, Magneto most likely isn't dead because of all the people that showed up in the classroom. It was just Gambit, right?
Mhm.
And so that's what gave more credence to the theory that I believe like Magneto was alive, and then we see him
Yeah.
here, in the flesh, and I can only think of horrible shit that's going to be happening in the next 3 episodes involving Magneto,
Yeah.
possibly having to do something against his will. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me want to vomit. But yeah, that was just like last week. There's the last 10 seconds that are just like, here's an extra gut punch.
Yeah.
Storm still hasn't rejoined them, so she's still out. Xavier still hasn't rejoined them, so I think that's happening in the
Yeah.
next episode.
Yeah.
I also like Amelia getting a shot, like getting an appearance in this episode. Big ups to that because I believe she's also one of Magneto's acolytes in the comics. I believe she also dated Charles at some point. So I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then just seeing all the mutants on Genosha help trying to do the clear up and the cleanup, and there's a few mutants there like the Blob, where in the OG series when Storm, Gambit, and Jubilee get captured on Genosha, uh the Blob and a few other ones are doing slave labor there. So I was like, I thought that was a really nice callback to show that once subjugated, they're now here to help.
Yeah.
They're now here to help their people. Um Try not to cry. These last 5 and what is this, episode 7?
7, but apparently you got to save your tears for episode 8 through 10 for what everyone, or at least from what these writers are saying. He's like, yo, you guys are, episode 5 was crazy. Wait till you see the last 3 episodes. And I'm just now thinking the absolute worst. Like, they already took my man's, like that whole funeral thing. I'm just like, we started the episode off with laying this man to rest. And I'm just like, and now with Magneto's revealed to be alive, I'm just like, bro, about to put us through the ringer. He's probably gonna have to kill so many more mutants and what. Like, I'm just thinking the absolute worst. Especially because Bastion. I know a lot of people have been commenting on episode 5 about the Watcher. I personally don't know much about the Watcher. If you want to shed more light, if you know.
Yeah, sure. So from my limited knowledge of the Watcher, he shows up when important events in the timelines happen. In What If, he's basically the narrator and the star of What If on Disney Plus, and What If is multiversal stories more in tune with the MCU, but he is a Marvel character, obviously. I think he appears in the Fantastic Four series more than anything. And that Fantastic Four series does also, I believe, take place with Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk, X in like the 90s universe. So it's just to establish that this is an important moment. So, and he showed up, I think, after the conversation with Rogue and Gambit. So it's either a lot of people are like speculating something's gonna happen where Cable will go back in time and rewind it to that moment. Well, that's what I think, and other people think that too. Or it's just establishing that. Here's the other thing, though. I'm going off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Watchers, hold on, let me get my thoughts together because I have this tangent in my head. He's like I guess you would describe him as an omniversal guy who can't intervene, but is there to see critical moments in history and to tell the tale of said moments. Yeah. Right? But okay, now my tangent. I think it's okay if Gambit's dead, right? And the reason why I think it's okay that Gambit is dead, because this would just open up season 2 for Apocalypse to come back and bring Gambit back as his Horseman of Death, which he is in the comics. So, there's that. I'm gonna just leave that right there. Just leave that right there. That little
tidbit.
That little nugget for you guys. Oh, there's one thing too that I was just thinking about today before we started recording. Episode 2 where Rogue delivers Cable. I don't know if it was an intended parallel, or just because Rogue can absorb information and use that information.
Mm-hmm.
But in the comics, during the oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. During the I lost my train of thought. During the Messiah Complex arc and Rogue's ad hoc team and stuff, Rogue gets like real fucked up through this virus where she's like incapacitated, right? Messiah Complex is when the first mutant child is born after the decimation, after there's now only less than 200 mutants alive, and this baby is born. That baby ends up being Hope. Mystique has machinations to capture Hope in order to cure Rogue's incapacitationist with this disease that she has. And then in turn, Cable actually has to take Hope into the future to keep her safe. So my brain was just like, oh wow. So Hope is important to Rogue in the comics as a baby. So I just thought that was really cool to have Rogue deliver Cable because Cable and Hope are like, I don't know, that's just where my mind went today, as a person who connects the dots in weird ways, and just like, I don't know if that was their intent, but that's how it feels to me. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts in the last 7 weeks. I really can't wait for the season finale to hopefully get it all together.
And then
more
have a full-on cook
for
session.
you guys.
There
Yes.
you go, like a full-on cook session of all your thoughts. I think people will be really excited for that too.
I hope so. And again, if I got anything wrong, please, guys, feel free to correct me. I also know that there's conversation about Belladonna happening in our episode 5 review and conversation. Look, yes, it's annulled or they didn't get married and Remy was just fiancé to her. It's still something he hid from Rogue and did not tell her that she had to find out through other means. So her not telling him about her weird relationship with Magneto on the Savage Land.
Fairgrounds.
Right.
That's fair is fair. They both have to find out through extraordinary means, because neither one of them approach each other to say, hey, I had this thing going on. You'd be like, oh, okay. I mean, it's never, not that it's ever worked out most of the time, in real life when stuff like that happens. But if it doesn't happen in real life and it doesn't work out, what made people think that it would work,
Right.
Like they already working out through their issues outside of that, so.
Exactly. So it's like, not that anyone's being particularly aggressive, just slightly so in the comments about my reading of Rogue, Magneto, Gambit, adjacent Belladonna, is that the point being is they all have past, and these two aren't super communicative with each other about those past. Also, as the story gets written and rewritten, because obviously this Magneto Savage Land Rogue plot wasn't a plot line in the original series, but now it is. So we have to take all these pieces and discuss their relationship in that fashion. And yes, Remy has been honest about his relationships, but as Kurt's eulogy stated, he was modest and doubted himself quite constantly.
Always bluffing.
Yeah. Do you think that that happened in the relationship? Anyway, let me not. But
it's all good. It's
wanted to point that out. And yes, I do know the marriage between Belladonna and Gambit is to bring the Thieves and Assassins Guild together. Of course, I know this. And of course, it is annulled, but it's still things of they have things in their past, as Rogue states. A lot of them have done things. A lot of them have things that they have hidden and not discussed with each other, because obviously this is a new series, so now we have to think of new plot lines to create drama for this soap opera.
Opera, folks. That apparently if somebody was unhappy that I kept saying that, but it's a fucking soap opera.
It's a soap opera. This is a fucking soap opera. Like, it's just crazy.
I should be
Yeah, I just
happy.
wanted to tag that on there. I don't know if you have any thoughts, please.
Nah.
I will shut up now.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no. Like pretty much, like I was just only adding commentary, like here and there to stuff you were already explaining on. Like I said, I am like not in the known, like you are, right? You know, like for X-Men. So it's like it's very interesting, to hear a lot of these things, especially when it's brought up from other source materials. Um, and because it's like for all intents and purposes, even with my limited knowledge of like certain characters, like in their backstories, like the apothecary, I mean not the apothecary, the adversary,
hmm
and like with Bastion, for
It's
instance,
called the
yeah,
adversary, the
the
apothecary.
apothecary, yeah, because I'm thinking about the Apothecary Diaries in my mind. I'm just like,
Which is another show we
yeah,
watched
what you
on
would
our
watch, yeah,
Patreon.
yeah, but the main thing was with Nimrod, you know, and Bastion being in play now, you know, just certain things like that. But I'm more so like absorbing everything in, and so that's why a lot of my reactions are just like actually utter shock, especially when I don't know a lot of the context behind these things and whatnot. Like, and it's one of those things watching the older series like years ago and whatnot, and attaching those things to what we have now. So that's why like a lot of my commentary is about like in the moment things, what I'm
Mm.
generally feeling, and the using my limited knowledge to like question a couple of things and be like, oh, this is what's going on and whatnot. So you know, when I see these things, especially now when it crosses my Twitter timeline, and people are just like that I've said it so many times already in this video, but like people are like, oh, episode 8 through 10 is going to be crazy. I had to
hmm
brace myself because I don't know, like I emotionally damaged because they killed my boy, right? But there's so many other plot lines that can happen now, and I'm just afraid for our girl. But like I said, everything is literally on the table. I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. Hopefully, it won't be mass chaos like think it might end up happening. You never know. Like I said, you never know. I'm here for it. I'm here for peak chaos, as they say.
There's a part of me that thinks he's gonna use like brainwash Magneto to
Mm-hmm.
go back to his OG villain days and fuck up some human shit. That way,
Mm-hmm.
see, mutants are bad.
Yeah, that's
See
the
what
that
they've done.
yeah. I probably said mutants early, but I meant humans, folks. I'll probably re-edit it, but yeah, I was like Magneto gonna fuck up some. You know, it's gonna be humans. Humans is
Yeah.
woo. The upcomings is coming. I mean, Val Cooper though. You know, where's Val
Oh
Cooper?
yes, the bitch Val Cooper is still missing.
Yeah.
And that was a good thing that like that conversation that Scott had with he's not Senator Kelly, he's President Kelly
Mm-hmm.
in this.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. Um,
President. Yeah.
yeah, that was one of your people is missing, and he's just like, well, optics. You're
Yeah.
just like,
Like, bro,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
sounds
Yeah.
right. Sounds right,
Yeah.
US government.
Yeah, the U.S. government's already in the fucking mud as it is in real life too.
Yeah.
not
I
not
mean,
shocked that it's in the mud in comics and anime because it always is. Hey.
oh, I
Oh
also
man.
one last shout out to this guy being like a human sentinel hybrid. Shout out to Karima Shapandar, the Omega Sentinel. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
She's a bad guy, pretty bad guy now, but I also thought that was there's a whole rogue thing happening. But yeah, yeah, just that for you
Mhm.
guys. Another drop. There you
Another
go.
drop. Oh
Also,
man.
if you know, you know. If you know, you know, girlies. If you know, you know.
Well, I guess, folks, with that said, we'll wrap it up for this edition of our X-Men reaction plus afterthoughts. Glad you guys have been enjoying these Kayla, well, Cook with Kayla sessions. You know, that final one, you know, when it's like a whole, when you get all your thoughts together after
Yes.
watching the entire series. So
I
that one's gonna be
that the weekend before the final episode, I'm gonna like I said at the start of this video, I'm gonna do a personal rewatch, take some notes, and
mhm,
hopefully be able to get all my thoughts together because through the last couple weeks, people have also been noticing other breadcrumbs and other connections in the series and calling out other stuff that I in the moment, obviously because we're doing a live reaction,
yeah,
I can't always catch. It's fine that I can catch like a strong guy or a pixie or a glob hermit or
Mhm.
like stuff like that. But there are other things like I said, once I remove myself from our recording, I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah,
In the
that's
moment.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, folks, we'll be catching you guys next time. You already know what to do. Next time, folks. Doses.